Hello, my name is Khalil Johnson from RDK Productions. Today, we'll be discussing some basics around color grading inside of Final Cut Pro. Let's go. All right, perfect. So I'm just gonna start a new project here based on this frame. Project. Good, I'm gonna change the frame rate. So inside of Final Cut Pro, just create a project. This is a test. Nothing fancy. 1080, 2398 frame rate. Make sure your rendering is set to Apple ProRes 422, unless you need something specifically higher quality than that. It's pretty standard, as well as the Rec 709 color space. Audio stereo, 48 kilohertz. Sample rate. Good. Perfect. So the first thing I notice about this clip is the color. It has like a orangey yellow tint to it, so we can correct that. So perfect. So what we'll do here, first we'll start with the correction. Press Command 6 to bring up window, and Command 7 to bring up our waveform. I'm going to close out our browser side here so that we can just see the inspector window with the colors and the waveform here. So first thing about waveform. So these read from this level here. 0 represents black, 100% black. 100 represents 100% white. So anything above that level is clipping. Anything below is clipping. So here are the ranges here. So those, you want to, in general, the image to fall within that range. There are also different channels. So this is called an RGB parade. And you can also overlay that information here. And sometimes you use, multiple ones to kind of see what you need to see. One thing that cautious of is that sometimes like one specific channel can be clipping, but if you look at the lumen waveform, it appears as though it's not. So here, everything is in between 100 and, well, this is at 0, it looks like. Okay, and as well, you can see that the image from left to right corresponds to the actual video file. So for instance, you can see all this black area here corresponds to the black over here in the curtain. And then the brightest parts of the image, like this is the whiteness in the tiger face. And then here is up here somewhere, it looks like. It's about the brightest part. So I like to start with exposure. See if you need to make an adjustment there, So, and that's okay. I might bring up those shadows just a hair, sitting right on top. Perfect. You can, of course, adjust using the mid-tone slider here. I think that curve looks pretty good. The only thing I don't like is, like I said, that overcast. So I'm gonna grab the highlight and just go to that orange section and tone it back till we get closer to the middle here. And I'm actually gonna reset that so we can view it while on the vector scope. Vector scope is for seeing where colors lie. And you can also compare it in the waveform. Actually, I'll do it with both. So here on the waveform, we'll go to RGB parade. So that white area, we wanted to kind of layer up. You can see that kind of balancing out. A bit more there. Same deal. And then you can see what it's doing to the image. So this is before and after. Get a much more balanced image. And then I'll go to vector scope so that we can see here's after, before. You see everything shifted to that orange, in between yellow and red here on the vector scope. And then So turn that color board on to get some more balance. So. Perfect. And also, vector scope shows the saturation point. So you can imagine a line in between here, and you don't want to exceed those. Like you can see here, too much, right? A little too much there. You know, anything below that is kind of, it's a personal taste. You can adjust again by tonality in the image, so you could section off just the midtones, just the shadows, just the highlights, or do a global adjustment for saturation. So before and after, so it gives a little balance. Nothing too crazy, but you know, just an introduction to how to use the color board here in Final Cut Pro. Thank you for joining us again for another video. Until next time, peace.